wanted just to talk about the uncomfortable truth and the context. So the uncomfortable truth is that I visit far too many schools where children are going in hungry, where families, parents and carers are doing their best but are simply struggling to provide the basics. We continue to live through a prolonged cost of living crisis. Prices of food continue to rise off the charts, and fuel prices have been in the headlines as well. The price of school uniforms is also a huge issue for families. And for many families, it's no longer about managing, it's about coping from one day to the next. And in schools, we're seeing that impact very directly. Staff, teachers, classroom assistants, support staff are quietly stepping in, often using their own money to make sure children have something to eat. Breakfast is of particular concern. Many children are arriving at school already hungry. And even where breakfast clubs are available, some families can't afford the small daily cost, which is usually as little as 50p a day, and that becomes a barrier. And it doesn't stop there. Some of the children are going without a break time, and schools are stepping in to fill that gap, often providing fruit as a healthy snack at their own cost. And in preparing for today, I spoke to one school in particular and a classroom assistant there who told me most of the children in our school, this is a direct quote, most of the children in our school get free school meals, so we honestly worry about what happens to them over the summer. That reflects a very real concern because for many children, school is the only place where they can rely on having a healthy meal. When that disappears during the holidays, the pressure on families increases significantly. The impact is real. It's not some abstract theory. Children in each of your constituencies are living in poverty, and that impacts the child's rights to education, the child's well-being, the child's behaviour and their ability to learn. We continue to see the impact of poverty very clearly in educational outcomes. For example, children entitled to free school meals are 5 times more likely to leave school without 5 GCSEs graded A star to C. 5 times. That's the worst that we've known. So poverty is not just about income, it's directly linked to educational inequality and life chances. And against that backdrop, this bill is important because it represents a specific tangible intervention that can help reduce hardships for families, particularly during school holidays when costs increase. It aligns with long-standing recommendations that government should act to reduce family outgoings and make education more affordable, including through holiday food provision. It's also important to recognise that this bill sits within the wider policy gap. There has been a statutory requirement for an anti-poverty strategy since 2006, yet it still has not been delivered. While a draft strategy has been published, it lacks strong new actions and clear focus on child poverty. In that context, this bill becomes even more significant because it represents a concrete and deliverable action that the executive can now take on to address child poverty.